Let me see if I can get Sergio on stage for this afternoon session. Add a pin, and then I need to ask him also to share his video. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Yeah, great. It was a great morning session, so looking forward to a great afternoon session as well. Are you ready to kick it off?
Yep. Let me share my screen.
So we're going to learn a lot about some stories of your client that you helped already achieving their ESG goals. There you go.
Okay. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it. PropTech or EdTech?
Correct. Shall I start?
Yeah, you can start. If people are having any questions, put them in the chat and we will come back whenever you're finished.
All right. First of all, hello, everyone. Greetings from sunny Cyprus. We're quite thrilled to be here and a little bit excited, maybe a little bit too much. So we'll try to do our best to present some of our experience. So first of all, we're Argosmart, data-driven construction and property management platform. And just to give you a background, what we do and who we are, a little bit about us. So we are working since 2018. We're present in 3 different countries, which are Cyprus, Russia, and since recently in the Emirates. Right now, 2 of our co-founders are in Dubai, literally setting up our new office right now. And we're quite excited about it as well. Through our lifetime, we have more than 500 customers in construction management for construction management tool. And since 2021, we're developing also property management and rental management tool. And we have 2 quite big enterprise clients here in Cyprus. Here on the photo, you can see the tallest residential building in the capital of Cyprus in Nicosia, and it's being managed via our platform. We're quite proud about it. And through all these years, we, of course, as all of you, having quite a few stories, and we'll be happy to share a few of them. But going back to the topic of today's discussion, talking about achieving ESG goals, we have an internal joke because one of our co-founders, like, he did launch, developed, and sold EdTech platform in his past. And from time to time, when we have one case or another, he is asking us, like, are we doing PropTech or EdTech? Why so? Because quite often we need to act as consultants, as advisors, as basically educators to our clients to bring some, let's say, best expertise to their companies. What do we mean by this? Today, we are asking ourselves, are markets ready? And talking about this, we do understand, of course, as you all know, that not all the markets are equally developed. If we're talking about the States or Western Europe, clients quite often already aware about what we do, about, let's say, type of our product, and they are choosing between competitors to find the best solution. While when we're talking in some other markets, in Southern Europe, or even in Russia, or even in the Middle East, sometimes we need to explain how it works, how it might help. And even though all the international reports, consultants are saying that real estate and construction industries are within the least developed, we see that even keeping this in mind, on some markets, where the markets are least developed, it's a huge challenge to explain companies, clients, what we do. And while we're saying Excel is our biggest competitor, that's pretty much true because many companies are still working in Excel. And in addition to this old way of doing things, the same way how big companies used to work from operational perspective 10 years ago, 15 years ago, with all the emails, printing documents, paperwork, all the inefficiency, quite a lot of them are still doing it in the same way. And we're promoting our products. We are basically kind of doing some consulting and advisory. So make a long story short, I will dive into 3 stories based on real life experience, and I'm happy to share it with you. So the first story is about how one property management company decided to train their property managers and improved efficiency, transparency, and client satisfaction at the same time. And surprise, surprise, all of this led to cash flow improvement, let's say, for them. And we basically proved to them that proper governance brings profits to the clients. Quite often, even though ESG goals are not the primary goal of our clients, why they're going digital, but we're showing them that it's a mutually beneficial thing, and reaching ESG goals are basically beneficial, first of all, for them and for their clients. So going back to the story, we had this client, and once we signed a contract with them, we started to dive into their operations, and we asked, hey guys, you're a property management company, you have rental management, how do you work? We wrote down their procedures on paper to ourselves, and we were kind of shocked that that's a big company, they have a few offices, and from a moment when they had a client's inquiry to the moment when they execute it, when they manage it, and then they send reports to accounting team issue invoices. These invoices go to property management team back, then property management goes to the client, sending some, even in papers, invoice to the client. It takes up to 2 weeks for this bureaucracy and inefficiency. And of course, it affected the company business, let's say, health. And they wanted to change it a bit. What we did? We came to them, we introduced our mobile app, we introduced desktop software, basically our SaaS system. We helped them to restructure a bit, some operational procedures. And what happened in the end of the day, at the time, what they needed to do, the previous things, and they had to spend up to 2 weeks or even more, they could do it within 2 weeks and in a more transparent way. Not going deep into these charts and schemes, it's better to speak about results. And when we prepared some results for them, we're doing it on a quarterly basis. Even us were quite shocked that all the invoices which they were sending to the clients for the services they were providing through the app which we provide to them for our service, for almost 25 to 26% were paid on the same day. We're like, okay, a little bit too good to be true, but let's see how it works in the future for the long period. And when we basically observing this data, checking this data for the whole year, it was quite consistent. So within first 2 weeks, they had a result that all the invoices were paid. That's the same time which they previously needed just to issue the invoice. And they're like, okay, improved governance paid off. So they went digital, client firm happy, their cash flow improved, and we had one more happy client in our portfolio. And in some way, it looks pretty obvious, but the point is sometimes promoting the product, it's not only to sell the product to the client, but it's also to implement it, to introduce it to the people on the ground. And I would say on some markets, that's the most difficult part. And sometimes we're joking internally that while promoting PropTech, we're doing kind of EdTech by educating these markets, reaching ESG goals, maybe not as a primary goal, but as a positive side effect. That's one of them. Going further, the second story was about how one company decided to optimize communal expenses and eventually went green. When all this craziness happened in the world, electricity prices soared in Europe, and one company which was doing communal area management for this quite astonishing building you see on the photo, they sent out invoices to the owners. They had some issues and bad feedback about the prices. They came to us and said like, hey, our clients are not willing basically to proceed. They're asking some questions, how they can basically decrease the costs. You are smart guys. Could you please advise us what to do? Because the first thing what we did, we analyzed with them the structure of the communal expenses, and we saw that about 36% were about electricity. We took a look at the building, we met with the construction team, with property management team. We realized that they had lights on 24/7 in parking. They had lights on around the building, even though it's in Cyprus, in the area where people are not living there full year round. Basically, with just a couple of residents in the property, they wasted so much electricity, which wasn't sustainable. And what we did, we sat together, we did some optimization plan for electricity consumption. We said, guys, you should use more PVs, you should invest into it. And we basically help them to contact one agency which helped with governmental subsidies, and they applied for this. Then what we did, we said, like, guys, you should use smart meters. And with integration through our system, you can install smart meters, and online from the dashboard, you can observe the consumption basically live. To do so, we partner with American producer of smart home devices, Emporia Energy. They provided us smart meters with open API. We integrated it, we presented to the client. And when we did, based on all of these forecasts for the next year, we realized that electricity in the breakdown is down to 8.8%, and in absolute values is down to 83%. That's pretty amazing, I would say. And how it's related to ESG. Cyprus is an island, and talking about electricity generation in Cyprus, about 80% of all the electricity in Cyprus is generated from petroleum products. So by reducing electricity consumption by this amount, we do believe we did a good thing for environment, and that had huge environmental effect, not even talking about financial effect for the basically owners. Owners are happy, property management is happy, our planet is happy. We believe we did a good thing. That was the second story. Third story is about construction fields. How one company decided to make construction management more efficient and had to train their people on the ground, on the construction side, to be more literate from the computer perspective. And as a result of doing this, they eventually saved 30% of time on processing paperwork. Basically, they became more efficient. And of course, they improved communication between departments, because in big companies, and especially in construction industry, construction team on the side is always fighting with procurement, with accounting, with managers. There are some battles inside because of inefficiency, and we kind of helped to improve it, how we did it. Like a classic construction management team, what they did. There's the team on the ground. They used to do some things on the ground. At the end of the day, foreman filled reports on papers. He went back to office. He either scanned it or gave it to PA. They basically put data into Excel, then PA or admin sent it to management and other departments to make some decisions. Kind of old-fashioned, kind of okay, but when we can go digital, why not to do it more efficient? With our product, what they integrated. Construction team now is doing work on site. Foreman opens his mobile app and he uploads reports via the app on daily basis with amount of concrete basically put into the field today, with photos, with all the reports, with all the numbers. And the data automatically goes to basically all the relevant departments, and management decisions are made much quicker and much more efficient. Simple in a way, yes. Easy to implement? Not really. And even though it's a long process to integrate it to construction companies, but when they do it and they see the result, which you see on the screen, basically, they do realize that social and governance effects are really helping them to be a better business. They educate their basically construction team on the ground. Government starting using mobile apps and other devices basically to work better. And they're having less issues with inventories. That's affecting budgets and money. Basically, with each case like this, we are observing that even the least digital, most conservative companies, when they realize that achieving ESG goals are helping them to become a better business, they're happy to do it. And it's not easy, but we're doing it by promoting PropTech through educating the market. That's why the topic was about it. I wanted to wrap up our presentation with a quote of William Gibson, who was saying that the future is already here, it's just not evenly distributed. And we do believe in Argosmart that PropTech companies are bringing future to companies or markets which are a little bit behind the forerunners. And with all together, I believe we're in the same boat because we're pushing the digitalization to the more conservative markets and industries, and we should do it all together. We're happy to share our experience. We're happy to hear your stories, and that's pretty much it. We'll be happy to hear your comments, your feedback, and yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I don't know if you can see me. Yeah, that was amazing. So when is PropTech taking over EdTech?
Well, it's all about definition. I do believe in some markets it should be some merge thing, like EdTech in PropTech or PropTech in EdTech, because there are a lot of collaborations in it. Right now, we're talking with basically Deloitte here in Cyprus, and they're telling us like, look, there's new regulations is coming from European Central Bank for all the banks in Eurozone, and all the banks are required. Say it again.
EU taxation probably.
Well, it's more about test, like basically climate test for all the banks. And since a huge portfolio of banks is into real estate, they have to report about it. They have to report about ESG, about effects on climate. And banks are coming to consultants saying like, hey, we never did it before. Can you please tell us what shall we do? And they're coming to us like, hey, you have a product. Can you tell us how we can help them? So your product will educate banks who never cared about it so much, and now they have to. And answering to a question, that's where our product is PropTech, but part of it is an EdTech because we have to educate
the market. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but we're doing that for a long time already to educate the market. Is real estate that slow to adapt the technology, do you think? Because you have like an amazing solutions also and amazing showcases.
You know, like it's not so easy sometimes, but when we have good showcases on one particular market, all the competitors are looking at each other and they say, oh, these guys are doing this, we should explore this as well. That's why we're really keen to push some cases forward to the media or to open market, because we do believe once competition sees positive effects of this integration, they start doing this. And by this promotion, we're always saying to our clients, look, guys, you can go with us, you can choose our competitors, it can work anyway, but we will be happy if you start doing first steps into digitalization, because it helps everyone. And first of all, it will help you.
Yeah, well, that's really wisely said, Sergei. I totally believe in what you just mentioned. And that's why we also organize these events to really tell the story and promote it as much as we can. So please also become a member of our YouTube channel, so you can see all the videos that we will present after this event as well. We're going to show this also on our LinkedIn channels to reach as much as possible people to help them to make the right steps into the right direction in real estate.
Happy to be here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the invitation, and thank you.
Thank you.
For
Yeah, thank you for your time. And we are going to the next speaker. So thank you very much, Sergei Ivanov.